Welcome to the Bank First Ranger Hour. Super Talk Mississippi 93.7 Spotlight on Northwest Community College. And you can listen to our live stream at supertalknorthms.com. Just click on the link for the Bank First Ranger Hour. Now, here's your host, Gary Darby.
Sorry, I'm going to laugh a little bit, right? We've got guys in the studio with me here for this Northwest Ranger Hour, and we've talked about silencing your phone. Who did not silence their phone? The host of the show. And luckily, right as we get started, we get one. So we'll tell you a little bit about it. It's about it, and look, it's from the next guest. It's from Coach Shane Oakley. So he's coming on at 9:30, and Blake Bostick's in studio with me. We'll introduce you to both men. You've already heard them. You know them. You know what they do at Northwest. We'll tell you what's happening at the Heindl Center with Blake. We'll tell you what's happening with men's basketball with Shane, and we'll get all of that on today's show. And then I'll talk about some events that are going on in the theater, and then as we discussed on last week's show, the Touch a Truck event, which is going on Saturday there on the Senatobia campus as well. Welcome to the Thursday, October 19th, 2023 edition to the Ranger Hour. On a Thursday night, there's homecoming at Northwest against Coahoma tonight. Let's go ahead and hit the break and get into the program today. We thank Bank First for being a part of it. Northwest Community College on a Thursday. It's 10 after 9. Blake Bostick's next.
This hour is everything Northwest. Your connection to Northwest Mississippi Community College and powered by Bank First. Thanks for joining us on the Bank First Ranger Hour. Join the conversation now by texting 662-426-1093.
We hope you do that today, tomorrow, Monday night, whenever you hear me talk. You can text message in at 662-426-1093. Whatever the subject might be. Tuesday's right, it's a little bit of everything. We know Wednesdays are economic development, and we can get involved with that. Thursdays, the Northwest Ranger Hour, thanks to Bank First. You can text message me about that. Tomorrow will be our Roberts Wilson, PA High School Sports Hour. Jake Thompson's going to come sit in the studio with me, but we have 3 high schools that are trying to win volleyball state championships today in Oxford within the area. And we'll be talking maybe some volleyball, some high school football tomorrow. We've got region games going on and big things to get into and discuss on tomorrow's program. And then, of course, I'll have an Ole Miss pregame show for you coming up on Saturday, 4:30, I think. I don't know. That sounds about right. Blake Bostick's in the studio with me. He's like, just be quiet, old man. Get to me. Talk to me. How you doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good. Thanks for having me today, Gary.
You've been on the program before, but a first time face-to-face. It's good to have you in the studio.
Yes, sir. It's good to be here.
And you brought a long-time acquaintance of mine here. William Carrero's in the building.
Yeah, William's our production manager over at the Heindl Center for the Performing Arts, or he prefers Wizard of Sound. Fantastic.
That's right. I just wish that I could grow the hair.
Yeah, same.
William could go, right? That's why I'm in hat, right? So we can't see the lack thereof.
Yeah.
That's good. Lettuce, as they would say, whoever they are. Nonetheless, welcome to the program, and you've taken over the Heindl Center as director. Obviously, Kerry was with us for a while. He's gone back to the Houston, Texas area. You have been in and around Northwest a while. If you don't mind, remind us, when we talked to you earlier, what that position was, and now about moving and taking over the Heindl Center.
Yes, sir. Well, I've been with Northwest for about 5 years now. Previously was at the DeSoto campus in South Haven as the director of evening programs. I was on the administrative team there at the DeSoto campus, and about 6 weeks ago, I got the privilege to begin as the new director of the Heindl Center for the Performing Arts in Senatobia, so it's really been a blessing.
I know this answer because I asked it off air. Have you always been in the performance business, theater, music, whatever? What's the background there?
So this role is new for me, but I have been in and around the stage my whole life, and I've always been a musician, majored in music as an undergrad at the University of Mississippi, right here in Oxford. And so music is kind of part of my DNA. I've always loved performance, always loved the stage, but I am new to a role like this, managing a performing arts venue. But it really is kind of a dream come true for me. It's been awesome.
Many people know percussion is my background. What's yours?
Piano, and I sing as well. Yeah.
All right. What like I obviously at 5 whatever I am and a half inches tall, bass was where I went along the way. What are you?
I'm a baritone usually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Still sing?
I do. I'm involved very much in church music. I'm
Gotcha.
a church in DeSoto County. So, yeah, I do a lot of singing and playing all the time.
So we have that background, we have that knowledge and things, and I'm going to ask you about 2024 here in just a little bit. But this is obviously a change for you, right? And from that job in DeSoto and now in what you're doing here, a couple of weeks in, right, or however long it's been now, how has it been? And tell us about the experience so far.
Well, it's been a very exciting time. I guess it's been about 6 weeks. I did get to hang out with previous director Kerry Gall for a couple of weeks before he departed for his home state of Texas. And I've described it as it's like jumping on a moving train. You know, we're in the middle of this exciting season with all these exciting events that we have going on, and it's been really exciting to jump into that. It's been a lot to learn and a lot to figure out, but it's really been great. We have a great team at the Heindl Center, a lot of support from the college, and great input from the community as they come out and enjoy shows. So it's really been an exciting time.
And it's been some great shows in Senatobia, Mississippi, too. Some great polls and great things. What have you learned then in watching Kerry, right, and in these 6 weeks to put the Blake Bostick stamp on this job and what you want to do?
Well, I'm involved in everything from booking the acts to helping advance the shows, to run the shows, to managing our team. And so I've learned a lot. We do a lot to kind of make the public aware of the shows that we have going on. So I've learned a lot. I'm learning to be, I guess, a jack of all trades and probably a master of none, but it's been a lot of fun in the meantime.
What's and we will talk about Big and Rich, which comes up on Saturday.
Yes,
but
sir.
How far have we, as far as guests, lined up? And then where do you have to pick up and start booking guests for 2024?
Yeah, so obviously we're in the middle of our fall 2024 or 2023 season. And most of our spring 24 season is locked down at this point, but it is yet to be announced. That's coming soon. Around mid-November, we will announce the entire slate of our spring performances, and we really have some exciting stuff coming up. So looking ahead beyond that, we are starting to book for fall 24 and spring 25.
So you've already got one of the first good things about being the director of a facility, the tease, right? You've already teased us that there's something there.
Yeah.
We can't tell you what that something is.
I'll tell you it's something exciting.
You're going to like, you're going to like these things, but
Yes.
we're not going to tell you. Do you have an idea when we might release that?
Yeah, we're looking at mid-November.
Okay.
We don't have the precise date just yet, but stay tuned. We'll have all of that out on our social media pages, and we'll make sure everybody is well aware. We will have season ticket packages on sale then as well, which offer a nice discount and preferred seating. So it'll be a very exciting season this spring.
So far, we've had a great group of country music artists, right? And I got to interview one of my all-time favorites, Richard Sturman from the Oak Ridge Boys, as a guy who sang bass growing up. Just to hear him answer the phone and he knew who it was, right? Like they told him what number it was, and to hear him say, "Hi, Gary," and that big deep voice, chill bumps on me right now as we're talking about it. So you've had something for everyone in that music world. We also have different things coming up. We've also talked about Stomp on this program and the different things. But then Kristen Chenoweth. We've had Jay Leno. We've had Ben Carson. We've had a little mixture of all of it. Are we going to stick similar, right? We're going to have those kinds of things, maybe different music, right?
Yeah.
I know you can't go too much into it, but are we going to stick country music? See, I'm trying, people. Are we going to stick country music theme, or will we find something else in that mix?
We really try to have a diversity of programming at the Heindl Center, and I think that's been evident from our current and past season, and that will be evident this upcoming season as well. We really, I think, have something for everybody, whether it's like our children's performance or performance geared toward children,
Right.
of the of the Charlie Brown Christmas coming up. We do have, of course, some big headline country acts, but then we also have Billy McWiggins Pop Rock Orchestra coming up. We have Haley Reinhart coming up. So there really is something for everyone at the Heindl Center.
Well, look, my kids, because I was talking with the wife at some point, Dogman. Most people out there aren't going to know what Dogman is unless you've got the young kids like me.
But if you do, you know what it is.
And they're pumped.
That's right.
They're excited about that. Mm-hmm. And I know you've done, there's movies, there's different things for kids. But so basically, I've tried people, but all we're going to get out of him is there's something for everybody.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And I think you'll see that when we announce very soon.
And, when Kerry was with us, he talked about going to New York, going here, going there to try and find those acts. Will you be doing some of that similar thing? And does the wife know you're going to be, you're going to be gone a lot along the way, right?
Yes, sir. She's been very supportive. Just got back from Nashville
Okay.
at a conference specifically geared toward that sort of thing, kind of connecting venues with agents and performers. And we'll be going back to a conference in New York to do that same thing this January. So yeah, very involved in all of that. And it's exciting to be able to connect with folks and get some really exciting names at the Heindl Center.
And here's the thing, right? It's Senatobia, Mississippi, and I know some of these acts may be wondering, all right, what do they have? Then they get to see the facility itself or know about the facility itself, but they already see the names that have been here. Hopefully that has kind of plowed the ground, so to say, for you to get some of these great acts in 2024.
It certainly has. In meeting with agents and performers in Nashville last week, we told them about the Jay Leno and Kristen Chenoweth and Trace Atkins and the Oak Ridge Boys, and they were like, wow, where are you again?
Yeah,
So we're just 25 minutes south of Memphis, tallest building in Tate County. You can't miss it. It's the shiniest building on campus. So it's exciting, and I think folks are, once they realize what we have, they're excited to come.
Big weekend.
Exactly.
Big and rich. I don't know. I didn't mean to be bad dad joke there, but there it came. With Cowboy Troy and the whole group, how are we trending towards getting this ready on Saturday?
Oh, man, we are excited. It is going to be a party in Senatobia this Saturday night at 7:30, Big and Rich with Cowboy Troy. It's really going to be an exciting show. Big and Rich has been around for a while. They have all kinds of major hits, and they're, of course, going to play those. It's going to be a very high-energy performance, and we really look forward to folks coming out and enjoying that show with us Saturday night. There's still tickets available, so we definitely encourage folks to buy those. You can even buy them at the door. So it's really going to be a party, and everybody's going to, I think, enjoy themselves for Big and Rich this Saturday night.
And as we were talking, I haven't had the ability, because of games and things and making my money, right, to come to some of the events. But I did walk into the auditorium and looked, and there's not a bad seat in the place.
There's
right?
really not. It's a 1,200-seat theater, and it really, you walk in, and that's exactly, you look around, and you're like, wow, look at this place.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing I did was take a grand tour of the entire facilities, walked up in the balcony, and the very back seat in the back corner in the balcony, it's still a great view of the stage, sounds great in there. It really is a wonderful venue, and no matter where your seats are, you're going to have a good time.
Anything before we let you go that we need, that you message-wise want to get out?
I just want to let you guys know about the upcoming shows. So, of course, we mentioned Big and Rich. That's this Saturday, 7:30 at the Heindl Center. Coming up on November the 7th, we have the theatrical sensation Stomp. And if you're not familiar with Stomp, which I think most people are, it's a really cool performance. It's like a percussion-style performance with a lot of non-traditional things they use to make the beats. Started in London, been in New York for a while, but the only place to see them on November 7th is in Senatobia.
See, that's the plan for, like, when we were talking. That's the plan for me to see the first thing.
All right. We'll look
because
forward
it's a
to coming
Tuesday
over.
night. It's something that I can actually get to.
Yeah.
Like,
that's right.
The wife may say, oh, the one night you're going to be at home. Yeah, but she'll enjoy it.
Yeah. Right after that, we have on November the 11th, Billy McWiggins Pop Rock Orchestra. So he'll play different hits over the past several decades, rock and roll hits, but with a live orchestra that he brings with him. So that's going to be a really neat show. Haley Reinhart, singer-songwriter that kind of became popular after season 10 of American Idol. She'll be with us on December the 1st, so that'll be a cool show. And then I did mention that Charlie Brown Christmas live on stage. That's really going to be great for the kids. I heard Santa may be there before the show that day. That's December the 5th. We're really looking forward to that, too.
Excellent. And we can go, friends, as I tell you, every week to HeindlCenter.org. Find out all about it. You can see everything you need there. By now, you should know the phone number and every way to get those tickets. And you said there are still a few available for Saturday's
Yes,
Big
sir.
and Rich.
Absolutely. Yeah,
What time is that performance?
7:30.
7:30. It's going to be a busy weekend.
It is.
It's been a busy week altogether, right? We've had all the homecoming festivities and everything going on. Football game tonight, events even tomorrow and Saturday that I'm going to get to here at the back end of the program. So welcome to the Senatobia campus.
Thank you.
Welcome into the studio again. And don't be a stranger. And you know the phone number. I'll be texting you. You text me. Carrie did the same, right? If there's anything we can do to help out, please let us know. What a great facility it is. And a change in work for you, but I can tell by the look on your face and our conversation even prior to getting live on the air, you're ready to make this thing continue and roll and be something good.
Absolutely. It is a privilege to be able to kind of steer the ship at the Heindl Center, and we look forward to folks, including you, Gary, coming out to a show. Absolutely.
Well, Big and Rich will be there on Saturday, and so you guys know how we play this. We go into commercial break with a little Big and Rich. We'll come back. We're going to talk basketball next.
Well, we're coming to your city. Gonna play our guitars and sing you a country song.
Thanks for listening to the Bank First Ranger Hour, your connection to Northwest Mississippi Community College on SuperTalk Mississippi 93.7 and streaming live at supertalknorthms.com. Just click on the link for the Bank First Ranger Hour.
Big thanks again to Blake Bostick for coming in, the director of the Heindl Center for the Performing Arts, and the Wizard of Sound, William Carrero, came into the studio as well and joined us along the way. I appreciate those two who actually made it into the studio today. They had some items of business to take care of over in this area, so they came on in. Good stuff with the Heindl Center. And right next door to the Heindl Center is the Howard Coliseum, where this man sits right now. It's the men's basketball coach, Shane Oakley. How you doing, buddy?
Doing well. G-Darb, how you doing, my man?
Things are good. It's basketball season, bruh. I mean, it's here and ready to roll. And I was absolutely stunned, okay, as I looked at your bio, and I was like, I just wanted to know how long you had been involved. 18th season overall at Northwest and 6 as the head coach. Do you know who now feels really old, Coach Oakley?
That'd be you,
this guy. This guy. But think about that. You know, I mean, you grew up in Senatobia, you've been around Northwest, and now, I mean, about half of your life has been spent on that campus.
It really has. I remember the first time I met you, I was 10 years old, and we had leaks in the Howard Coliseum, and you were doing radio, and my brother and I had towels on both ends of the Coliseum, wiping up wet spots from the rain leaking through the ceiling in a state tournament here. And so we go back a long ways, and I've been here a long time, but I'm thankful for my time here and for the people that have helped me to get to where I am.
So how are you? And you know, you've had some time where you weren't coaching basketball, you're recruiting and you're doing things. Is Coach Shane Oakley ready for his 6th season as head coach?
Gary, we definitely are ready. You know, we've got a bunch of new guys with a mixture of old guys, as you always do in the junior college deal. And my assistants and I both have been on the road a lot. Last year was kind of a tough deal for us. We didn't finish or play the way we thought we were capable of due to injury and a lot of other things. But we hit the ground running after the season and just tried to hone in on bigger and more athletic guys, and we think we did that. You know, that are good guys as well as the guys that we had coming back. And we feel good about it. You know, it's you don't ever really know until you know. But we are definitely excited. We're definitely ready to get the season started and see what takes place.
You've kind of answered the question, but I'm going to bring it back because last year was difficult. Injuries, close losses, things that were right there and just didn't happen. What did you as the coach learn that you needed to do here for this season? And I think you've answered it with bigger and more maybe athletic guys, but what as a head coach did you learn, and what have you hoped you've now assembled with this roster?
G-Dog, you learn a lot because when you go through a season like that, you kind of reevaluate everything from me to our guys to style of play to just any little thing. And you at the same time, you're not going to reinvent the wheel. But, injury played a big part of that. But we had some good guys that did hang in there and tried to play hard. And I think as a coach, what you learn is we still had a guy go to Memphis, and I still got to go to Mississippi Valley, and guys move on and go play other places. And so you at some point you look back and you go, oh, okay, that was a rough go, but look what we were able to do with the guys that were here and help them get along. And then recruiting-wise, you just, like you said, we try to get bigger. We try to get more athletic. We try to get more guys that can score. You try to get better, and everybody in the league is doing that. So it's not like you feel you get good players where everybody else gets good players too. And so you just a matter of can you put them all together and hopefully the sophomores that are here, they've got a bad taste in their mouth and they want to remove that by playing well, and they've done a good job with that so far of leading our new freshmen, and so hopefully we take a big step this year.
You mentioned style of play, and what is that going to be for this version of the Northwest Rangers?
Gary, that's a interesting question because I'm not 100% sure on that. We like to play fast. We like to get out in transition. In the past, we have been a pressing team for the most part. Last year, not so much. But before that, we were a lot of running and pressing. And this year, with our length, we still look to get out and run in transition and to man press and zone press. But at the same time, with our length and athleticism, it may allow us to play more half-court basketball and be better. What I hope it allows us to do is be a lot better defensively, guarding the ball, rebounding the ball, and using our length and our defense to create offense is what I'm hoping.
Tell us some names, whether it's returning guys or some guys that you brought in this year, a couple of guys that you're looking forward yourself tomorrow, in fact, when you go to Boonville and do a little scrimmaging, that you want to see them in that against another team.
Absolutely. As far as our sophomores, Darren Davis is a kid from Olive Branch who's really made big strides over the summer, worked on his body, really worked on his game, 6'5" kid from Olive Branch. And you have Marquavius Jones, 6'2" guard from Holly Springs, who's matured and athletic, is coming back from an ankle, so hopefully he does well for us. Devin Moore is a 6'3", kind of a Swiss Army knife, can do it all for us, and just a really good player. And then with our freshmen, we brought in several guys with length. 6'9" Shaw Hall from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, who I think is going to be a really good player for us, is a long, athletic, running, jumping, and then the best thing about him is he likes to play around the post. You get a lot of those guys, and they it's like electric fence around the box, but Shaw likes to go inside and bang and mix it up, and so I'm excited about that. Thomas Tangle's a 6'6" kid from Philadelphia, Mississippi, who I think is going to be a really good player for us. Vo Nicholas is a 6'5" guard, point guard / shooting guard that's from New Orleans, Louisiana, who's really athletic and really quick with the ball in his hands. So we've got some freshmen and some sophomores that I really like, and that's just to name a few. But I like our combination of both. And what I'm hoping is that our youth, while very talented, with our sophomore mixture, with experience, will be a nice blend and hopefully carry us until we kind of figure it out.
What is the message? Because now that, we've had this for a few years now, where you don't just have a district, right, where you're drawing from Olive Branch, South Panola, Oxford, the old districts. You're out recruiting everywhere in the state of Mississippi. When you have an arch rival like Northeast, who has, been nationally ranked and had a lot of success lately, East Mississippi, who has stepped it up, and the teams on the coast that you have to to go up against and recruit against. What is your message to the young fellows to get them to come to the Senatobia campus?
Gary, I think it's more we sell our school. If we can get them on campus, we have a really wonderful campus with wonderful leadership. We have a nice place to play. We actually have 3 recruits coming in here in about the next 30 minutes when I get off the phone with you. Mm-hmm. They were actually as far as from Jackson and as close as 15, 20 minutes away coming in today. So, but our message is, we have everything you need right here on our campus, from academics to facilities to Chick-fil-A to a coffee shop if you're a coffee drinker, to just whatever you're looking for, we have it. And then we, Coach McKnight and myself, we sell us. Obviously we've moved kids on to 4-year schools. Joe Cooper, who played for us last year, is at University of Memphis. Jalen Sanders is at Mississippi Valley State. And we've had many before that go. So our deal is you can do it right here at home. You can find your path right here at Northwest Mississippi, and we'll be glad to help you move on to the next level, whatever level that may be for you.
What do you hope to see in the Jamboree tomorrow in Boonville?
Man, I like to see us come out aggressive on the defensive end. We scrimmaged earlier last Friday against Jackson State, Tennessee, and won. And it was the first time to get to see our guys, our freshmen, compete, and so that was good. But I'd like to see us come out with a little bit more intensity on the defensive end, be more aggressive, which we'll face 2 talented teams in Shelton State and out of Alabama, and Bevel State out of Alabama, and so we'll be challenged, and so it'll be fun to see how we react. That's the great things about scrimmages; they don't count towards your record, and so you can play a bunch of different combinations. You can put people in unique spots maybe that they're uncomfortable with, and see how they respond. So we're just kind of looking forward to seeing what we have, Gary. We don't really know what you have, and that's exciting. But as a coach, that's a little unnerving too. But I do really like my guys. I really like our talent. We have definitely improved in both areas. They're great people first. They're really good basketball players, and I think if we can mix this thing together, then I think that we have a chance to be pretty good. And you've got another exhibition coming up on Monday, correct, in Senatobia? We do. Correct. We will play Southeast Missouri Prep on Monday at 5 o'clock here at Howard Coliseum, and so we're excited about that. And then it'll give us about a week to 10 days to prepare for our opener on November the 3rd. And then about the time you figure it all out, it's Christmas break, right? Absolutely. About the time you get in a row, good, bad, indifferent, it's Christmas break, and you get to take about 3 weeks off. But here in our world, that's part of it, and so you figure it out and you go with it. But we're excited and we're looking forward to the season. That's the wonderful thing about sports is each year you have a chance to improve and to get better and to make an impact on young men, and at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do. I always enjoy these talks, Coach Oakley. Thanks for being with me today, and good luck on the upcoming season. Thanks so much, Gary. All the best to you, my friend. That is the head coach of the Northwest Ranger men's basketball team, Shane Oakley, who joins us and talks about his club. As he said, they've already had an exhibition against Jackson State, Tennessee. They'll be in Boonville. Northeast Community College will host it. He's going to play a couple of teams out of Alabama. And then on Monday at 5 at Howard Coliseum, Southeast Missouri Prep for an exhibition game. And then the regular season begins in the ASU Mid-South Greyhound Classic in West Memphis, Arkansas, where they will take on National Park College on Friday, November the 3rd, and then the home team, Arkansas State Mid-South, on November the 4th. The first regular season home game comes up on Monday, November 6th, against Dyersburg State. Coach Shane Oakley on the program with us. Good stuff. Time to take a final break here, and we'll come back and we'll let you know what else is going on in and around Northwest.
Big and Rich at the Heindl Center Saturday night. Be sure and get your tickets. As Blake Bostick told us, there's still a few available. Here's a little more from the dudes before we take the time out.
Well, I walk into the room, passing out $100 bills, and it kills and it thrills.
America's Technicolor Cowboys, Big and Rich.
Well, we're coming to your city.
Big and Rich in concert one night only at the Heindl Center in Senatobia, Saturday, October 21st at 7:30 p.m. Their music has no bellman.
Save a horse, ride a cowboy.
Nick Kenny and John Rich with special guest Cowboy Troy at the Heindl Center at Northwest.
The 8th of November.
For tickets, go to heindlcenter.org or call 662-562-3478.
We're talking Rangers this hour. Thanks for joining us for the Bank First Ranger Hour. It's a special conversation about Northwest Community College. There's a campus near you, and you can join the conversation by texting to 662-426-1093.
We have a few minutes to finish up with the Bank First Ranger Hour, and it is homecoming for the Northwest football team. You know the events that have all been going on campus. We talked to you about that last week, and now we get ready for football tonight. Game time in Senatobia, 7 o'clock. They're asking you to wear your Valor Blue to the game. And, of course, pregame festivities, all that will happen. You'll have the pregame show with Tyler Spring starting around 6:30. You can go to nwccrangers.com to find out how to watch, to keep up with the live stats and whatever you want to do. Coach Parker and the Rangers now 4-2 overall, 2-1 inside North Mississippi play after beating Mississippi Delta last week. Coahuma's 1-5. They've lost 4 straight, and they are 0-3 inside North Mississippi as far as the MACCC standings are concerned. Former Clarksdale native, former Ole Miss offensive lineman Terrence Metcalf, now the head coach at Coahoma. So it's the Rangers against the Tigers tonight for homecoming for Northwest Community College. And then they'll have Holmes and Northeast, who's currently ranked number 9 in the country, as their final 2 games. But you get this one tonight in Senatobia, a trip to Goodman, and then back for the regular season finale on the first week of November in Senatobia. So good luck to the Rangers tonight with the kickoff at 7. And when, again, we look at what the weather might be as far as 7 o'clock is concerned here in North Mississippi, well, what we're looking at is clear skies and 64. Does that sound okay? Looks like a great night to be in Senatobia to watch a football game. So we'll be in the mid-60s and going down as the game goes on into the upper 50s. So dress accordingly, as we had a little rain early in things, but it looks like we will have actually maybe a little warmer than I said, maybe in the upper 60s by the time we're going, maybe 67 degrees about kickoff time. Still, we're going to be clear and in the 60s for tonight's homecoming game. So it will be a really good night in Senatobia, and we look for a win to get them to 5-2 and to keep that push towards another playoff run for the Northwest football team. So that is going on. What else is happening in and around the Northwest campus? Where there's theater. The theater department is presenting the musical Swing as its semester's performance tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday. And that will be tomorrow and Saturday at 7, and then Sunday at 2. And they'll have a 7 o'clock show as well in the following week coming up. So we have a couple of things there for the Northwest Theater Department and their spring performance, or pardon me, their fall performance, and 2 weekends that starts tomorrow, in fact. And then we talked about this on last week's show. Northwest Community College's Touch a Truck hands-on fun for all ages will be Saturday from 10 until 1. A lot of things happening in and around the Northwest campus. Before Big and Rich performs at the Heindl Center, you'll be able to go in and around the Howard Coliseum parking lot where the Northwest Monster Truck will be there. You'll see tractors. You'll see first responders. You'll see 18-wheelers. You'll see classic cars. You'll see hot rods. You'll see a little bit of everything to take the kids to. And there's other things that will be going on, like a health screening that can happen there as well, plus the opportunity to take the kids and let them see all of the things that they can. Plus, get a little food. Going to be some food trucks there. Snow cones to the first 200 will be free. So all of that going on the Northwest campus on Saturday between 10 and 1. So we encourage you to take part and do that this weekend as well. Thanks to our guest, Blake Bostick, who's taken over as director of the Heindl Center for the Performing Arts, coming in the studio, talking with me about this weekend, talking with me about his vision and where he wants to take the Heindl Center and the Performing Arts. And we got a little tease of, the release of the upcoming season. We know some of the things that are going on, but November, he says, about a month away before we find out the full fall season for 2024 and what's coming up. But you can always go to HeindlCenter.org to get all the information, whether it's tickets for this weekend's event or future events that are coming up along the way. And then we thank the men's basketball coach, Shane Oakley, for being with us. Right before he's got to do a little talking to some recruits on the campus. And then, of course, as we mentioned, they've got a jamboree and some things, and before you know it, about a week or two away from their regular season in men's basketball on the Northwest campus. Jay Thompson will be in studio with me when we key the mic around 9:06. Have yourself a good Thursday. Middays with Gerard comes up next. And I'll chat with you in the AM on Super Talk's home in North Mississippi 93.7. So long.